Guys, welcome back to the channel. So in case you haven't seen, this is my new daily 1997 Mazda Miata I bought for $1,000 from my neighbor. We did a bunch of work to this thing, but guys, grab a snack or a drink or something, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Guys, it is pretty crazy what fresh paint can do. I think that looks much better. Makes those yellow calipers really pop. I think I just changed my mind on actually buying a set of new wheels. We did go with the lower profile tire, 195/45 on a 7-inch rim, I believe. I'm happy with that. Go ahead and get coilovers and lower this thing down.
Early the next morning.
Guys, the time has finally come. We're going to be turning this thing into a track/drift car, pretty much like a driver's car on a budget. This thing is a driver's car and I want to keep it that way, kind of accentuate the handling abilities and the driver pleasure. What we're going to be doing is installing coilovers. We're going to be installing urethane bushings. Should make it a little bit more precise in the turns. Since this is a budget build, we are going to be welding the diff. So guys, I'm really excited for this. Let's go ahead and jump in and get started on pretty much tearing the whole drivetrain out. So I don't know about other cars, but removing the diff in the Miata is extremely difficult. And I knew this and I prepared for it, but I didn't think it was going to be this difficult. So the axles were seized inside the hubs and no amount of hammering or pressing would get them out. So what I ended up doing is unbolting the calipers and the spindles and using the axles as a slide hammer, and eventually I popped them out of the differential. And I ended up busting up the circlips, so I had to buy a set of new axles. If you're wondering why my videos were delayed a little bit, well, that's probably why. Because this was such a difficult job, especially without a lift. And I'm not complaining, I'm just telling the truth. As you can see, we got the drive shaft off. Now all that is left to do is unhook the power plant frame and then do the bolts for the differential, and then it's gonna fall out. I did go ahead and take the exhaust off and this tubular support. I'm just gonna be honest and say that this process has been absolute hell. There's the puppy. Oh my gosh, finally. That was a battle. Oh man. Wow. So I couldn't pull these axles out of the hub no matter what I tried. So just had to yank this whole axle out of the diff. I tried hammering this. I even put it in my 20-ton press. And as you can see, there's the damage. I made a little boo-boo. I didn't properly put these on there. It basically squished this whole joint. And it bent the spindle pretty bad. I can't even get it back into the A-arms. So I guess the spindle is trashed. There's really no way to bend it back. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but this moved back about an inch. I guess this will go to another project. I just went ahead and stole the hubs off the buggy. I mean, these are perfectly straight. So we got our coilovers installed. They're looking super fresh. Got all the bushings installed. So we went ahead and bought 2 new axles. I just needed them right now, so I paid a little bit extra. The lesson here is there wasn't enough anti-seize on the old axles. So I'm gonna put as much of it as possible on this new axle. Alright guys, here is the moment of truth. Oh wow, that is low. Dang, that is low. Wow. Now that the rear is pretty much done, we have the car on jack stands, and there's the stock angle just for reference. But what I want to do is cut the spindles up, re-weld them, add more angle, but most importantly to me is to quicken up the steering response. Cutting knuckles is free. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Alrighty guys, we got the spindles out, and I love how small they are and simple they are. I'm only going to take about an inch off. Worst comes to worst, we can just buy new spindles, but we definitely need to clean them up really nicely. This procedure, I gotta make sure everything is clean. So there you go guys, I put in some really hot passes and made sure to preheat everything. We got plenty of weld, so I think this should be good. We'll just let it cool down and then try to replicate the same exact thing. So this last one turned out the best. Check that out guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in some sand and let it cool down. So yeah guys, I had to shorten the tie rods. I cut them, shortened them, welded them, and then I grinded it down, and then I fit a sleeve over it, welded it for even more strength. Yeah, now we just gotta do a little DIY alignment. Guys, the car is finally off jack stands, and guys, just appreciate how low that is. I still need to level it out more, kind of adjust the coilovers. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop in and test this thing out. Go ahead and pop the top. It feels a lot better, a lot stiffer. So the steering effort is still the same. It's still pretty easy to steer. So let's take a pretty tight turn here. Wow, that is not bad at all. Okay, let's take another turn here. Wow, that is not bad at all. Wow, it's pretty much like stock, except it's a lot more precise. No understeer. Pushing just a little bit. I can't even feel any kind of push. Perfect. The handling is so much better. As you guys seen, I did install poly bushings in the differential and in the rear, but I didn't install any in the front just because I was a little bit worried there'd be too much vibrations. I honestly don't even feel the poly bushings. Now let's go full lock. That's not that bad. I mean, you just got to give it a little bit more throttle. Okay, now let's see how easy it is to swing out. Oh wow, it's so much better. So much better. Wow. So much easier.
Keep going. Just go. Damn, why are you trying to run me over?
Stay in the middle.
I'm not. You're gonna hit me if